What's good, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new top 10 video, and finally, I am doing my top 10 anime series of 2020. Yeah! I don't know, honestly, why it took me so long, why I'm 2 years late on this one, and why it took so long for me to do this. I honestly can't really give you an answer why I didn't just do this last year. I think it might have been something to do with the pandemic and just what happened with the movies and a lot of them getting delayed. And with that, and with I think just doing with the 2019 list and how long that took to finally get out. I think it was a mixture of both of those things is the reason why this list took so long and why I didn't end up really doing it or even really focusing on it last year. But yeah. I had a lot of series to watch, guys, but I did not watch everything, because honestly, the list, when I had my list of animes that I wanted to watch that I missed out on from 2020 that I wanted to watch, it was pretty big. That was because 2020 was before I started doing the reaction clips to when I just started doing, like, literally, here's the list of anime I had to watch for 2020, here's the list of anime I had to watch for 2021. As you can see, one is significantly shorter than the other because 2021 is when I was fully into doing the Twitter reaction clips, which, man, that had to be one of the smartest decisions I made, because doing the reaction clips on my Twitter basically cut the amount of anime I had to watch for my top 10 list in half, man. Because you can see it's a lot smaller because I was doing the reaction clips for a lot of series. I was able to watch more anime seasonally, so I was able to keep up with it a little bit more and have less shows to watch. 2020, as you can see, huge list, had a lot of shows to watch, man. But I did not watch everything. I did not watch Re:Zero Season 2 this year because I haven't seen Season 1 of Re:Zero. I did not watch Mushoku Tensei because my list was just too damn long. I was like, fuck that. But yeah. Anyway, guys, 2020 overall, not gonna lie, was kind of mid. Like, even though there was a lot of banger shows in this year, a lot of the bigger ones that were supposed to come out in 2020 it ended up getting delayed till next year, like AOT got delayed. I'm pretty sure E2 was supposed to come out early in 2020, but it ended up getting pushed back to like the end of 2020 to into 2021 before AOT Season 4 started. I'm pretty sure Promised Neverland also got delayed from 2020 to 2021. Probably a few others as well. A lot of the bigger shows got delayed, but yeah. The reason I say it is because there wasn't a lot of newer shows that just really knocked my socks off. Like the pre-established series that were already doing their thing. Those were fantastic, but wasn't too many new anime series that really surprised me, that really got me interested, man. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. So, number 10 on my list is Zuzakichan, or Zuzakichan. Now, this one shocked me with how much I ended up loving it, because I remember when this show first came out, there was so much controversy surrounding it about Uzuki's big boobs. You guys remember when this show first dropped? Everyone would lose their damn minds on Twitter, bro. It was insane, man. And I kind of knew of it. I kind of like kept it on my radar. I was like, you know, whenever I do get caught up on the MMS for 2020, I'll watch it. And I didn't think I was going to end up loving it as much as I did, but bro, this show was super entertaining, man, and I just had so much fun with it. I love the relationship between Uzuki and Sakurai. I love the relationship, man. All the banter between them is hilarious. Sakurai, Loki, is my spirit animal, man. I love this character. He and I are very similar, very alike. We watch movies alone. We like to be left the fuck alone, man. You know, we just kind of do our own thing, man. We ain't really social creatures, man. But the show is hilarious, like when Uzaki goes off about fucking Choco Mint, you know, ice cream. That's seriously, Monica Rial, because I watched this dub. Monica Rial in this show is phenomenal, man. Say what you will about the woman. I love her work, man. I still have a lot of respect for her work. I still think she's a fantastic VA, and this is low-key one of my favorite roles from her. And seriously, she really stuck out to me, and she was really fucking good in this show, man. Seriously. So shout out to her, man. She was great. The rest of the supporting cast was fun. The father and daughter thing with them trying to get Sakurai and Uzuki together, alongside with Sakurai's friend. That's pretty funny, man. Just them just trying to get these two together. That was pretty funny, man. Seriously, this show really shocked me with how much I ended up enjoying it, man. Seriously, phenomenal show, man. If you guys still haven't checked out Zuzakichan or Uzuki, check it out, man. It's actually a really funny show. It's actually really entertaining, man. Number 9 on my list is Gretzko Season 3. This is probably, because I also watched Season 4 right after I finished up Season 3. Probably my favorite season for Gretzko, mostly because of the cheetah character that the cheetah character that's like the agent for this like underground idol group, man, bro. Out of all of the new characters that each season introduced that ends up being like the main focus of it, he is my favorite, man. He is so funny, and I'm slipping on the dude's VA's name. He's a YouTuber, Young something. He is so funny, man. He and his voice, man, just adds so much to his character, man. He just stole the show, man. Seriously, he was so good, man. I loved him, man. He was phenomenal, man. One thing I also liked about this show, and this is kind of something that's kind of gone on with Gretzko since the beginning, since the first season dropped, was how shockingly adult it is for a show with such a cutesy art style, and of course connected with like Hello Kitty and all that shit. It's shocking how adult it is because this show does not shy away from how fucked up idol culture and just being an idol truly is, because we've all heard the horror stories of like fans that are just go batshit insane and everything, man. It's crazy. The show does not shy away from that, and like in those last couple episodes, man, I'm like, damn, this show got really fucking dark. But yeah, Gretzko, Season 3, phenomenal, man. If you haven't not watched Gretzko yet, check it out, man. It's really fucking good, man. Season 3 was my favorite of the season we've gotten so far. I don't know if we're going to get a Season 5 at all. I don't think there's any confirmation of such, but yeah, love this, man, and I can't wait that I can't wait for Season 5, but we don't even know if we're going to get a Season 5. This Season 4 might have been the last season, but this was phenomenal, man. I love Season 3 of Gretzko. Number 8 on my list is Fire Force Season 2. Okay, I'll be real, I don't remember a lot of Fire Force because this show aired on like Toonami like last year, man, so forgive me. Some of these shows, it's been a while since I've seen them because I watched them back in like 2020 when they actually came out, so my memory on most of some of these is going to be a little bit hazy, but I loved Fire Force Season 2. I don't know if I would say I liked it more than Season 1 of Fire Force, but Season 2 was great. I loved how it started off fantastic, and then I think it ended really fucking good, but I definitely say around the middle, it did start dragging a little bit, but once they introduced like the new like death character with Shinra, which, who, by the way, is one of my favorite characters. I loved him. I thought he was super fucking cool, man. And one of my favorite parts of Season 2 was definitely what they did with Tamaki. Tamaki, who you guys know I think is best girl in Fire Force. No, it's not just because of the fan service. I genuinely like her character, man. I love her. First off, the episodes when later on in the series, when she finally starts to get a little bit, when she gets like her badass upgrade, man, that was fantastic. I was fun to see that, because as much as I love Tamaki, I was starting to get a little sick and tired of her just constantly being like the damsel in distress, I guess, or always having not really being able to do much. So I'm glad that this we're going to be seeing her to kind of be more on the offensive in Season 3 and onwards. But probably my favorite episode of the season was the one of that guy that was this one dude trying to defeat Tamaki's Lucky Lude thing by like literally just like staring at porn while like blood is like he's like crying blood, man. He's like staring at like porno mags and whatnot, and just blood is coming out of his eyes. It was the funniest shit ever, man. That episode is probably my favorite of Fire Force Season 2. And the little like tease, the cliffhanger at the end of the season, ooh. Bro, I mean, I'm not going to spoil it just in case you haven't known, you didn't see any of the leaks of the manga when that happened more recently, but yo, when I saw them, like, please, for the love of God, make a Season 3, and thankfully, recently, Season 3 of Fire Force also recently got announced, so we're going to see where that's going, and yeah, I'm super excited, man, for Season 3 of Fire Force. Loved it. Number 7 on my list is The God of High School. Bruh. Yo. Mappa. Yo. Bro, the animation in this show is god tier. Like, this might be the best animated anime show I've ever seen, man. Like, episode 1 was literally Sakuga porn. Literally, like, I'm like, why is Mappa going so hard in the first episode? And then now that they did start to slow it, dial it back in the rest of the last season, but yo, when Mappa goes ham for the fights, and especially at the last couple of episodes, bro, it is insane, man. It is absolutely insane, man. Seriously, between the two like webtoon shows we've gotten so far, between Tower of God and God of High School, God of High School is definitely my favorite, man. I love this show, and I hope to God that one day we do indeed get a Season 2, because I love this show. By the way, Mira is best girl. Also, the dub is fantastic, man. Love the dub cast for the show. They did all do a great job. And yeah, hopefully we get a Season 2, because that cliffhanger at the end of Season 1 was pretty gnarly, man. As my phone drops, as I drop it. not as like desperate. I'm like, I need a season 2, like when after I finished up Tower of God, but yeah, man, I hope we do get a season 2 of the God of High School. I mean, we know Solo Level's getting an anime, Tower of God just got announced season 2, so like, maybe there's a good chance that the God of High School can get a season 2 as well. Hopefully with Mappa returning to do the animation, bro, because the animation of the show was absolutely insane, man. So yeah, hopefully one day we get a sequel to the God of High School, and also that OP. Oh, that OP slaps hard, bro. It's fucking slapped, that OP, man. Yo. Bruh, and the animation, like I said, this entire show was just Mappa flexing. I'm like, bro, why are y'all going so hard, man? Seriously. But anyway, The God of High School, phenomenal show. Hopefully one day we'll get a season 2, because I loved it, because I loved season 1. Apparently a lot of people were bitching about this show when it came out, saying like the adaptation was the greatest, whatever. I don't know, man. I still loved it, man. Number 6 on my list is ID Invaded. Now, funny story with this one. I actually did start watching the show weekly as it was coming out. This was before the pandemic, and usually during lunch or whenever I had a good break between my classes while I was at Saracoso still, I would, chill, get to watch some anime while I was eating lunch. And so that's how I was watching Keeping with Vinland Saga. That's how I started watching Blade of the Immortal, and that's how I started watching, ID Invaded. I was like, okay, let's check it out. I saw the trailer. Platinum was interesting. I loved what I saw from the trailers and everything. I was like, all right, let me check this out. Watched the first 2 episodes, and the pandemic happened, and I just couldn't find the time to sit down and watch the rest of it. Eventually, of course, I did, and bro, this show is fucking phenomenal, man. If you like shows like Steins Gate, you will love ID Invaded, man. The OP and the ED, oh my god. And some of the insert songs I put in there, man, fucking slap like a samurai, man. Oh my god, that song, when they play that, bro. But yeah, loved the show. I thought the story for it was really fascinating. I loved what they did with it. I loved how they were able to dive into the brains to figure out the crime scenes of like murders and everything, man. So much good shit about the show. This is definitely one of the shows, the less you know, the better, man. And yeah, ID Invaded, phenomenal show, man. My god, it's fantastic. Please go check the show out if you haven't already, man. ID Invaded was a fantastic show. Low-key slept on, because not a lot of people were talking about it when it came out, man. So definitely check out ID Invaded. Anyway, number 5 on my list is Kagisama Season 2. Bro, those last 2 episodes, though, yo. First of all, I just finished off Season 3. Phenomenal. You will see it on the top 10 you will see the top 10 for this year, which hopefully won't take 2 years for the 2022 list to come out. But Season 3 was phenomenal, man. But yo, Season 2, like, you guys know, if you guys saw my 2019 list, that I loved Kagisama Season 1. I thought it was a fantastic rom-com anime, Death Note, but if it was a rom-com. But Season 2, while most of it still kind of kept up with that from Season 1, then we got to like the last couple episodes with Ishigami, which low-key I've noticed Ishigami has gotten like the best episodes of the entire series for both Season 2 and Season 3. Was when we find out more about Ishigami's backstory and what happened, bro, yo. And the guy that voices him in the dub, who's the same guy who voices Kaneki, remember his name off the top of my head. Austin, I think his name was, or something. But yo, his performance in like episode 11, I believe it was. Fat. I was watching like, bro, did my man think he was in another season of TG or something? Man was going off, seriously. But yeah, Kaguya-sama Season 2. This is when we start to go, oh, okay, Kaguya-sama ain't your typical rom-com, series. And then Season 3 happened and forget about it, bro. But yeah, Kaguya-sama Season 2, phenomenal, man. Loved it. If you still haven't seen Kaguya-sama, man, get started on it, man. It's a phenomenal show, man. Loved it, and Season 2 was fantastic, man, especially those last 2 episodes, man. Number 4 on my list is Food Wars Season 5. Love this show. This is actually my all-time favorite season of Food Wars, and this was the one that finally broke through the proverbial glass ceiling and finally got a 10 out of 10 verdict with me. Yeah, I know some of y'all think, oh, Glenn, you throw away tons and this means nothing, but, all previous Food Wars seasons were always like at 9 or 9.5. Well, all of them except Season 1 were at 9.5, and they were always just so close to finally breaking through. Season 4 especially, but it just always fell, but always just fell short. Not season 5, man. This season was incredible. I loved the villain for this season. I thought he was really cool, and his connection with Soma was pretty cool, man. I loved their little rivalry that was going on from there. I love the blue tournament. I thought that one was really cool. Love the new additional side characters that got introduced there. Food Wars is awesome, man. Of course, the food was fucking delicious. The food gathering scenes were amazing as always, man. Other stuff they integrated into the scenes I thought was really well done. Rindo, when she had a little cameo, I popped big for that one, of course. And I just thought this was a really fun season, man. I thought this was just like the culmination of Food Wars. And for Final Arcs, man, this one was phenomenal, man. Loved it. Also, one thing I gotta say, the ending also kind of surprised me because usually, at least for like big show and jumps here from what I've seen, like Naruto, Bleach, whatever, like usually the endings are always like tie everything up in a neat little bow. There's like a 10-year time skip. We figure out which characters end up with who for the shippers and everything. But not with Food Wars, man. It almost kind of left the door open for like a sequel series and kind of just like left plot threads dangling, especially with what was going to happen between Soma and Eren on their relationship, because it was starting to lean more towards maybe they were going to end up together rather than Soma and Megumi. I was almost slipping on her name, but the show just kind of leaves it all hanging like, oh, you decide, I guess, on where that ends, which was different. In fact, so different. I thought there was gonna be a season 6. Like, here's leaving this down. Probably season 6. Well, then they'll continue on. Now, this is how the manga ended, and this is the last season. So that was kind of surprising. Not saying I hated the ending or anything, but it was just different, man. But overall, phenomenal show, man. Best season of Food Wars that came out. And yeah, fucking love this series, man. Food Wars is an awesome show. It's dumb, but I love it, man. Number 3 on my list is Ghost in the Shell SAC 2045, which is indeed a sequel to Standalone Complex Style in the movie Solid State Society, which I still have yet to see. This show was phenomenal. You guys know I love Ghost in the Shell, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, sci-fi anime of all time. Well, that is an SAO, obviously. You know, one of my all-time favorite, man. I love Ghost in the Shell, man. I watched, of course, the original 90s movie. I saw the first season of Standalone Complex when that aired on Toonami a few years back. I started season 2 when it aired on Toonami, but never got around to finishing it, so I haven't seen it. But if you guys are wondering, you guys don't need to finish up all of Standalone Complex to watch 2045. In fact, you don't really need to watch any Standalone Complex to watch. So yeah, there's probably like a couple references to probably Solid State Society or other references to the other previous seasons of the show that you might go over your head because you didn't watch it. But you can also go into this show completely blind if you haven't seen anything related to Ghost in the Shell. But this was phenomenal. While I wouldn't say this is anywhere near as good as the first season Standalone Complex, man, there ain't no laughing man in this one, man. Like, no of those laughing man quality episodes, man, but this show is still phenomenal. It's already definitely in the second half. The first half when it's just kind of like Section 9 doing their own little thing in like Mexico or whatever. It's all with this whole like sustainable war thing. Good, but definitely not as. But definitely it got better once Section 9 started to get back together during the second half and everything. Man. And while I wouldn't say this is nearly as good as Standalone Complex was, at least the first season, because that's all I've seen of it, and of course I got a handful of episodes of season 2. 2045 is still a phenomenal anime, man, and oh my god, it was such an amazing show. The CGI of it was phenomenal because the show was completely CGI. I think it might have been the same studio that worked on Blade Runner Black Lotus, because the art style looked very similar to how Black Lotus looked. It could have been the same studio, might have been a different one, but the show looked amazing, man. I really love the CGI. I love the OP and the ED are fucking bangers, man. I love Mitoko Kusanagi's design in this show, man. Probably my second favorite behind her design in Second Gig. Loved her, man. Loved her. Loved the show. Even like I said, even though this isn't as good as Standalone Complex was, because the Laughing Man was like its own separate thing, there are still a handful of episodes here that are low key like classic Ghost in the Shell. And oh my god, man, this show was phenomenal, especially the second half. It picks up definitely in the second half. I love the new character that got introduced. It's played by Jeremy Lin Saki, I believe her name is Saki. She's phenomenal. Like just like the Tachikomas in Standalone Complex, she steals the show every time she's on screen. When I saw the Tachikomas were back in this show, I was like, hell yeah, man. The Tachikomas were awesome, man. In Standalone Complex, man. And yeah, definitely looking forward to watching season 2, which came out earlier this year. So yeah, looking forward to watching that after I get through the 2021 animes, because I still got a couple more series I gotta get through with those, although I'm mostly done. But yeah, man, definitely recommend you guys check out the show out if you guys are a fan of Ghost in the Shell, or watch the summary movie that also dropped last year. I guess that apparently is like a summarized version of the first season. If you're kind of pressed for time and you can't really sit there and watch 12 episodes, go watch the summary movie that also dropped. That's also out on Netflix. But yeah, check the show out, guys. If you guys are a fan of Ghost in the Shell, it's fucking awesome, man. Number 2 on my list, the surprise of nobody, Hero Waka Season 4. Ooh, bro, yo, if you guys watched my reviews when season 4 was airing, bro, you know, man, this is still my favorite season here Hiroaka so far. Season 5 was amazing, but not as good as season 4, man. The overhaul arc, I would say, is without doubt my favorite arc of Hiroaka so far. Although season 6 and season 7 might have saving little bits and pieces I've seen of the manga. It might end up changing my mind. You know, I might be going saying the war arc is best or whatever. But I loved season 4. I loved how dark it was with the overall arc. Eri was great, man. I loved her, man. The dub cast was phenomenal for the entire season, especially for Eri and Kelly Jeff as Overhaul, man. Those two fucking killed it, man. I loved Overhaul as a villain. He's my favorite villain of Hiroaka so far, man. Mirio, Tamaki, Nejire, all of them are fantastic characters, man. Mirio especially, I really loved him, man. And yeah, love the Jiro culture festival arc. That one was fun. That one was fun. Thought Gentle was a pretty cool character. The concert itself was phenomenal, man. Love that song, banger. And yeah, man, Hiroaka season 4 was just phenomenal, man. You guys can of course check out my reviews to know my full thoughts on each episode and everything, man. But yeah, Hiroaka season 4 was absolutely incredible, man. And looking forward to season 6, which is gonna be starting in a couple months. Can't wait for it, man. Now, as far as for honorable mentions, we only got a couple of these because, like I said, there wasn't too many shows that came out this year that really knocked myself and I really thought were fantastic. First one, Tower of God. Funny thing about this one, the season 2 just got announced like not too long ago at the Crunchyroll Expo, which I was actually kind of shocked. I was wondering, I was curious because like after I finished off Tower of God, first off, fuck Rachel, fuck that bitch, fuck her. If you guys saw my reaction, you guys know I was like that all the video. Fuck Rachel, fuck her, seriously, fuck her. But when I finished off Tower of God, not to give away spoilers, I'm like, bro, I definitely want a season 2. And I honestly thought we were never going to get it just because of how long I had been from season 1 to when season 2 finally got announced. I didn't think we were ever going to get it, but they announced it, and I was happy to finally know what happens next with Bong and the rest of the crew, man. I love this show. First of all, I love the art style for it. I thought it looked really cool. The OP and EDs are fucking bangers from, like, I think the K-pop group is Stray Kids are the ones that did it. The OST from Kevin, I'm sure Belong's last name. You guys know him, he's friends. You guys know him from Trash Tasty, did an episode with them. My God, is phenomenal. That score for Tower of God is godly, bro, and I just love the show. I thought the universe and everything was really interesting. Fuck Rachel. Fuck her. Seriously, man. And yeah, this was just an amazing show, man. And I just can't wait to watch season 2 when that drops. Probably next year, maybe? I don't know. But I'm just happy we finally got season 2 of Tower of God, because, bro, that ending. And the second one would be Baki season 2. While I definitely thought season 1 was a bit better, especially with the death row inmates and, you know, them wanting to taste defeat, season 2 was phenomenal, man. I loved Muhammad Ali Jr. Thought he was a really fantastic character. Wasn't a big fan of the love triangle bullshit they started to throw in there at the end of it. I don't know. We don't know what happened. Now I don't know what happens in season 3 yet because I haven't watched it yet. So maybe they kind of like just get rid of it. It's kind of like quickly because I hate love triangles, man. Ever since I saw it in X-Men, man, I hate them. I never think they never work, man. They just unnecessarily just complicate and just unnecessary, or just completely unnecessary in storytelling, at least to me. But hey, maybe Baki will prove me wrong, and it might actually work. But I definitely don't think you need to bring that in there. But we'll have to wait and see when I see Baki season 3 and how that's gonna work. If that's gonna just be completely forgotten, or if that's still gonna become a thing. Because when I first saw that in the ED when both Muhammad Ali Jr. and Baki are both chasing after, I'm like, oh no, please tell me they're not going there. And then they kind of start doing it, although Muhammad Ali Jr. just getting like beaten, just shitted for like a whole episode, like for like 2 whole episodes, was fucking hilarious, man. I'm like, bro, this man's just taking nothing but L's. But yeah, the insanity, batshit insanity that Baki's known for is once again full force here. Like I said, with Muhammad Ali Jr. getting his ass beat, and then of course we have like this one, like some of the training that some of these guys have, and of course there's a dude in the tournament that's like 156 years and like 150 years old. But then there's like one guy trained, like I think it was like something like, you know, getting like tired, getting like having your stomach getting run over by like tires, like truck tires, and then just like having to sit underneath a waterfall during a raging typhoon. And there's just so much batshit insanity in Baki, man, and it's insane, man. I'll obviously be posting on those on my reactions to that on my Twitter, a couple of reactions, because there are some funny moments in there that I definitely got posted on my Twitter, man. But yeah, Baki season 2, fantastic. And then of course, number 1, to the surprise of nobody, SAO Alicization War of Underworld, which technically should have also been #1 for last year's list instead of Alicization because I did like it more, but I guess I must have forgot that that aired or whatever the case may be with how long, because of how long that took me to finally get to finally record and everything. But yeah, man, you guys, obviously, if you guys watch my reviews, you guys know what I thought of this show and how much I loved it. The art and animation from A1 is god tier, man. Like, every other episode, they were just flexing. The color palette for the show is fucking beautiful. It's very understandable why Perry, I started bringing some of the guys from the areas that worked on SAO for the Bleach anime, because you can see how amazing that show looked, man. Asuna was amazing, man. Loved Gabriel as a villain. I thought he was phenomenal, man. And just so many great moments throughout War of Underworld, man. You guys obviously mentioned a lot of them and taught them in detail in my reviews, so I'm not going to try and repeat myself too much, but yeah, man, this was just great, man. And especially that one episode about Kirito when we finally get inside his head, man. Bruh. Yeah. Oh my god, Alicization is crazy, man. Loved it. A hell of a journey, man, and just a phenomenal arc, man. Seriously, I love that show, man. Alicization, bruh. SAO, y'all already know. Y'all already know if you guys saw my reviews for Alicization when it was airing. But yeah, that is the end of my list. That is my top 10 animes of the year.
Yeah! So I completely forgot to film the outro for this video. Don't know how. I think it was probably because I was in such a rush to make sure I filmed this. Because I'm pretty sure I recorded this like the night before we were where we were gonna go back and move, or I was moving back to HSU. So I wanted to make sure. So I was kind of in a rush, making sure I had everything recorded, make sure there was no fuckery with my laptop. Still, some things, as you guys could tell, slipped through the cracks. But hey, nothing really too major got fucked up. But yeah, so fuck it, we're doing the outro here. So yeah, as always, guys, leave your thoughts below in the comments. What you guys thought of the list? Did you agree with it? Did you not? What were your top 10 animes of 2020? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Flickr. Links in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time. You